No intro needed, guys. Let's get right into it. First, you guys want to open up all the doors leading to Pack-a-Punch. Go ahead and turn the cannon to gain entrance into the castle. After firing the cannon, the castle doors will open. Just make your way down to the oubliette room. Not really too sure how to pronounce that. And shoot the 3 locks to release the doppelganger. Once you kill him, put the item he drops into the void that's right above the Pack-a-Punch, and that will give you access to the Pack-a-Punch so you guys can start this Easter egg. Next, head to the room behind Quick Revive and talk to the door. It'll open a flap where you can see Craft, and he'll begin talking to you. After the purple on your screen goes away, you can go on to the next step of this Easter egg. You guys are going to need melee macchiato for this next step. Anyone in the game can grab it. Once you get it, go down to the undercroft, melee the back of the wall with a weapon out so your melee macchiato activates, and that'll give you access to the symbols. The symbols on the wall will correspond to the vases in the bar at the very beginning of the map. There will be 6 vases. Once you interact with them, they will unveil a symbol that you can then shoot on the wall that you meleeed in the undercroft. You need to shoot these symbols in the numerical order the Roman numeral numbers show you on the vase. First one is a pizza. The second one is a upside down triangle with a line coming out the bottom. Okay, the third symbol is the male symbol. So a circle with an arrow coming out the top right is a upside down triangle with a little 5 line going vertically, and then a small line going across it horizontally, and a bigger line going across it at the bottom of it. The sixth one is the female symbol. So a stick person. After you shoot all 6 in the correct order, it should open up the altar beside that contains an empty book. We now need to head upstairs into the Stamina Up room and collect 4 of the pages scattered across the room and hallway area. After you're done collecting them, head back down to the undercroft and interact with the book on the wall. This will put all 4 pages onto the book and get you ready for the next step. The next step requires you to complete the power traps in the order you see them in the book. The order goes top left, top right, bottom right, and you can find the power up traps in these locations. The first one being the Pack-a-Punch room, the Quick Revive room, the Stamina Up room, outside the courtyard before entering the castle, the area next to the well just below Speed Cola, and the area right beside Deadshot Daiquiri. After you guys find the 4 you need, start them in order the book tells you to. Standing in the power-up trap and killing zombies will fill the trap up with souls, and once you reach enough souls, the trap will kind of combust and go dark, letting you know that you have finished that one and can move on to the next of the 4. After you finish, the book will no longer light up anymore, letting you know that you completed that step. It will then reveal 4 symbols on the wall that's located on the stairs leading up to the Stamina Up. These symbols you have to do in order as well, starting from the top and going clockwise during the inspect stage later on in the Easter egg. By now it should be round 10, which means the buckethead zombies should appear. When you kill them, they'll drop a stamp for you to pick up. Pick up the stamps and head to the room with the knights. For reference, this is the Dragon Knight. The one beside is the Lion Knight. The one across from the Lion Knight is the Raven Knight, and the one beside the Raven Knight is the Deer Knight. Remember this for later. Now that we have a stamp, go up to any of the knights and interact with them. They'll then hand you a sword that you have to upgrade. To upgrade the dragon sword, you just have to interact with the statue at the top of the grand staircase. Now this will light up 3 dragon basins around the map that you have to interact with and bring back to the sword that you place in the statue. During this step, you'll lose health, so it's recommended that you get Jug before starting it. If you do find yourself in trouble though and about to go down, meleeing a zombie, killing it will bring you back to full health. After you bring all 3 fires back to the sword, the dragon will breathe fire on it and you'll be able to claim it, thus completing the upgrade of it.
I got another stamp from me.
To upgrade the Lion Sword, once you interact with the statue and pick up the sword, 4 parasites will spawn in on the map glowing yellow. Melee them with the sword to kill them one at a time. Your sword will then start to glow yellow, indicating that you have one of their souls in the sword. Take the sword to the door beside the Speed Cola and melee it with the sword that's got a soul in it. After you melee the door with all 4 souls you get from the parasites, you will then be able to interact with the door, allowing you inside the secret room. Once inside the room, kill the zombies that are there and interact with the statue. The statue will light up and send 4 symbols out with it. The symbols will go on the walls beside you, and you have to shoot them in order the statue displays them in. So the first one is a circle with a small circle in it. Once you shoot the symbol, it goes into the statue and it'll show you another symbol right below it. Go ahead and shoot that symbol on the wall and repeat this step until all 4 symbols are now in the statue and you're able to pick up the Lion Sword, which indicates you've now upgraded it. The next sword is probably the trickiest sword to upgrade, the Raven Sword. Once you pick it up, go into the alchemical lab and look at the tables and bookshelves around the room for an artifact that you have to pick up to start the next step. Once you get the artifact, head to the room under the bar and interact with the circle wheel thingy on the wall. It will put the artifact and sword into it. Once you're inside the puzzle, the first thing you have to look at is the artifact in the wall. There are different artifacts that represent many of the different zodiac symbols, such as Scorpion representing Scorpio, so make sure you match whatever in the artifact to one of the zodiac signs. This one that I have in front of me is the Pisces, so looking at this picture, I just have to look at where the Pisces is on the guide and put the zodiac symbol for the Pisces on the green arrow at the bottom of the wheel. Once the zodiac symbol is turned to the correct position, which is on top of the green arrow at the bottom again, you then have to select the symbol that works in conjunction with the zodiac sign. So in this case, since I got the Pisces, Pisces, the upside down triangle has to be sitting on the Pisces symbol. And once the two signs and symbols are matched, go ahead and submit that combination. And if you did it right, it will start the next step. The next step is easy but tedious and can be difficult if you don't have someone holding a crawler. Ripples in the floor will begin to show and orbs will begin to come out of the puzzle in the wall. If you're hit with the orb, you'll take some damage, so make sure to get some distance between them. Just head over to the ripples and floor. Just hover a little behind the ripple, allowing the orb to come to you, passing over the ripple in the floor so it'll get sucked into the hole. Once 3 orbs make it to all 3 ripple locations, just follow the orb of light back down to the wall where you started the puzzle and interact with it. It'll give you a little animation for the sword, and once that's done, you're able to pick it up, indicating you've upgraded the Raven sword. To get the deer sword, you're going to need to put dead wire on any one of your weapons to get one of the lightning rods. The first rod is beside Deadshot Daiquiri, just interact with it and pick it up. The second one is where dead wire comes into play. With dead wire, shoot the electrical panel on this wall and it'll send a current up to the weather vane, throwing the lightning rod down for you to pick up. The last rod is a drop from zombies, and you must have the deer sword in play to get it. The easiest way I found to have it drop is grab the deer sword and kill a guy in the quick revive room. With all 3 lightning rods, go ahead and head up to the castle. Now interacting with this vase will put all 3 lightning rods in it and begin the next step. In this step, you'll be surrounded in a storm cloud and zombies will constantly be coming after you. You must stay in the storm cloud until your sword has a lightning current on it, and when it does, you have to smack the vase you put the lightning rods into, transferring the lightning current from your sword to one of the rods. Once you smack the vase 3 times with a lightning current sword, the storm will disappear and you're able to interact with the vase to put the sword in it. After a little animation, the sword will come back out for you to pick it up, and once you do, now you have completed all 4 swords and are ready to collect the ritual items. The first item is on top of this door. Just shoot it with any weapon and it'll fall, letting you pick it up. To upgrade the horseshoe, all you have to do is head to the top of the castle and take the cannon. After taking the cannon, look in the sky and a lightning cloud will form. Go to where the cloud is formed and pick up the upgraded horseshoe. To get the next ritual item, you're going to need 3 Molotovs. You can buy them from the workshop for 350 salvage. Once you get 3 Molotovs, get back on the castle and look at the top of it. There's going to be 3 wood stakes that you need to throw a Molotov at. The first is on the left side, the second is in the middle of the castle, and the third is off to the right of it. Once you hit all 3, a mini boss will spawn that you have to kill. Once you kill him, you'll drop the next ritual item that you're able to pick up. The third ritual item starts in the night room. There's going to be orbs with a red crystal inside them. If you shoot the crystal above Vulture 8, it'll shine a red light that you have to use to connect the other orbs with. Just shooting them on the side where the light is coming out of will turn the crystal for you. Once you have a solid opacity red light, you can move on to the crystal it's shining on. Go ahead and repeat this process with each orb until an orb shines on a statue. Once the light is on the statue, it'll unveil a necklace that is going to be the third ritual item. Interact with it to pick it up. To get the last ritual item, head down to the Pack-a-Punch room and take the fast travel water slide down to the beginning. During the water slide step at the very end of it, right before you turn, on the ledge will be a crow. Shoot him and he'll fly away. Once you're out of the slide, run up the stairs and look in the sky. You'll see the raven trying to fly away. Make sure you have a bullet weapon and shoot him, and once you do, he'll drop the 4th and final ritual item. Now all you have to do is place each ritual item in one of these yellow circles that spawn on the map and get zombie kills with any weapon and charge them. Once they're fully charged, a box will come out of the ground indicating they're fully charged, and after the box comes out, you'll have to melee them with the respected swords to open them. Each box and locations are locked to a certain sword. The first one in the top left of your screen is the deer sword at the beginning. The second in the bottom left is the dragon sword in the courtyard. The third is the lion sword in the night room, and the fourth is the raven sword down in the overcast. Again, each location is locked to that sword. Now head to the wall with the 4 sword symbols on them, because this is the order the next step has to be completed in. Grab the swords in order and go melee the box that you unveil by charging the ritual item. In each box are the respected incantations to each sword for that location. After grabbing the incantation, go back to the night room and use your tactical button to use the incantation on the respected knight that houses the sword that you're using the incantation from. After you use the incantation on the knight, you must inspect your sword in front of him. After inspecting, your knight will move his arms and light up, indicating you've done it correctly. Put the sword back into the knight's hands and repeat this step for all 4 of the swords in order of the wall. After you give the knights all 4 swords, an orb will come down that you can interact with to pick up. Again, each location for a sword is going to be locked to its own location, and each location where you charge a ritual item will also have an orb location that you have to complete a challenge for to power up the orb. The only challenge that's different is the lion sword. The lion sword in the knight's room doesn't require you to have the sword out. Instead, once you start the orb, bigger blue orbs in the knight's room will spawn around. All you have to do is stand in the blue orbs until they disappear. This will charge the orb you put in the wall. Once you've stood in enough blue orbs to charge the orb in the wall, the lockdown is complete, and you pick up the orb to start one of the other 3 sword challenges. The other sword challenges are the same. Go to each location area where you charge a ritual item, put the orb in the wall, and start the challenge. Now with each sword for their own given location, you need to kill zombies to charge the orb. The only way to charge the orbs in their respected locations are through means of the sword's ability. This means in each location, kills with the incantation will count towards charging the sword. Kills with the sword's special ability will help charge the orb. And if you guys have the sword fully charged, the ailment from a regular attack that applies to a zombie will also count towards charging the orb. Once the orb is charged, it'll emit a red light and light the orb in the color of the sword you just completed the the challenge with. Pick up the orb and head to the next sword challenge, and when you're done all the orb challenges, you're on to the final step. The last step is to put the now fully charged orb into the wall with the knight symbol on them by interacting with it when you picked up the orb from the final challenge. The wall will have a little uncaving animation, and once it's open, we'll have the key on the table. You can just grab the key and head towards the town square, which is the beginning of the area of the game, and put the key on the front of the statue to start the boss fight whenever you're ready. Just a quick tip before the boss fight, there's a mini Easter egg that allows you to get PhD that you can do anytime you open up the map. Just grab the bottle you see on the screen, the first one in the Knight's room, the second in Stamina Up room, and the third in the Overcroft. Once you get all the bottles, head to the bar and interact with the server tray. You'll then complete a little drinking serving mini game where you serve the color of drink to a zombie orders for a while, and at the end of it get rewarded with PhD, and this should help out in the boss fight. Now that you're ready, interact with the key on the statue and accept the boss fight. The statue will do a little animation before transporting you into the boss fight. This boss has a ton of health, so I recommend being fully prepared before going in. A little trick is having one person parry him while the other party member shoots him, and once his armor is off, attack to do loads of damage. Now we actually lost the fight here because we were a little underprepared, so here's a clip from Mr. Wonder Waffles showcasing the boss dying, and once he dies you can pick up the amulet, and that's the end of the Easter egg. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks.